Okay, I think everything's loaded up. Let's have a look. Foundry, update 2. So yeah, I did have a couple of games, 160 hours, like I said, but I wonder if the autosaves still work. I don't think so though, but they're all broken. The save game blah 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 is incompatible with blah blah blah. I mean, we're talking about here, it is a minor update. It's not like a 1.0 or something. But anyways, nothing works. It's all dead. So what am I gonna do? We'll start a new world. Call this Twitch LP. I really don't know what this actually does. We do not want creative. Do we want critters? What are critters? Okay, so there's nothing aggressive. Now people are gonna hate me for this, but I'm gonna, just to make it easier for playing along, I'm actually gonna push everything to maximum here. Wouldn't have to, there's actually plenty of resources there. It's just to make, while I'm talking and stuff like that. Just so I have enough resource and don't have to keep on just so we make sure we have plenty of resources around. Hi there, Katie. Welcome in. Yeah, I wasn't all too happy with the fact either. No idea. But I did read up a bit on Reddit and co. And it just seems that's the way it is. Live with it or don't play it. And so I'm living with it. I did cry a bit. No, I didn't, but I could have cried. It was like, oh no, I had such a wonderful bus set up where everything just goes off the side. But I think we can get something worked up again. Yeah. I don't know if I ever played with this maximum of resources. Maybe everything is overloaded then. Let's just have a look. I'd leave the planet as it is. That actually just changes more or less the resources available, but you can also reset it. We'll leave it with Foundry, and I'd say we get into the game. Yeah, if we were only that far again. What's that picture? Launching drop pod. Scan for potential landing area. Initiate planetary landing and prepare robot. Okay.
Welcome, operator. I'm Carl, your facility management artificial intelligence.
Hello, Carl.
Congratulations on acquiring a building permit and a derelict space station on this resource-rich moon. An ideal spot for industrial business endeavors.
Thank you.
My goal is to assist you in setting up this factory. Let's run a few basic checks before we get started. Open your map to check your surroundings.
Okay, I think we got ads going right now. I'm just gonna wait for them. For anybody that is still stuck. 10 more seconds. And then we'll get to exploring this world. Looks like the ad's over. Sorry about that. I do keep them as short as possible. It's only 30 seconds once an hour. So welcome back, everyone. Hope everyone is back. Yeah, it's a nice looking world here. So what does it tell us to do? Press F2 for detailed information. We got a task, view map. Okay, let's press F2. And did nothing. For detailed information. Map is maybe tab? Nope. Map. Let's see on the bottom right, F1, V, E, M for map. There we go.
Fantastic. There are
Yay.
several ore patches in the vicinity. Equip your ore scanner from the inventory and use it to locate the ore patches.
From the inventory. Okay. Toggle inventory is the B. Ore scanner. Put that on the second spot. The first one is a mining drill we got there. And close all this junk. Close that. And let's scan.
To get started, approach both of the ore patches and mine some ore.
Both. There's Technum. Wait, where'd it go? There's Technum and there is Xenoferrite. So those are basically, for being set to 200%, they're actually pretty small. Yeah, actually pretty small. At least I have a feeling they're pretty small. So it wants us to mine... What was this one? Xenoferrite, I think. Let's get to digging. Once again, like every beginning. Okay, so it's not just one we get. Like every beginning, it's always manual stuff. That's enough of that. Other one was over here somewhere. There. Actually pretty far away for our beginning spot. Get 100 of these. That should pretty much get us going. One more.
Great. Now that we have an initial supply of ore, we need to smelt it into plates and rods. Go back to your drop pod and use the built-in smelters to create your first crafting materials.
Will do. There's a built-in smelter? I don't remember that. Is this always there? Huh. Was inventory B? Okay. Maybe it was. I'll put that in there. But put that in... Well, there we go. Put that in there and put that in... Jesus. Put that in there. 2, 5, doesn't want to take them out. Okay, let's just wait until it's done. Actually got a pretty cool... Where are we looking at? I think that's us, right? Just looting out where we can actually then... Where's the squares? It's kind of like this, or let's see. There's some mountains there. Just looking where we can start building up our production line. Got mountains over there. Actually, we got mountains everywhere. Guess this would probably be the best direction. Got really big mountains there. Meow. Who's talking there? Is that you? Hello, little fox? Forest critter. Oh, those are those critters that we're talking about. I don't remember them. Pet? Okay. Whatever. And if I pick them up? Oh. Destroy item. That'd be cool. Can I drop you somehow? Critters cannot be dropped. To place a critter in the world, drag it to your hotbar. Okay. Here. Right. There. There you go. Have a good day. Yeah, it kind of looks weird. Can't wait until this stuff is done. Almost there. And we're finished. Take those,
Now that
and
we
the
have
next
basic
quest.
materials available, we should start crafting building blocks which act as a foundation for other buildings. To do so, you need to open the crafting menu and click the desired items. Then, place them in the shape of a platform next to one of the ore patches. The orange ore will be in higher demand. I suggest starting with that.
The orange ore. I'm gonna call it by name. We have to get started by placing... Oops, that was the wrong one. By placing a foundation. Oh, that's the wrong one. Where'd the other one go? There it is. Placing a foundation. Get rid of all this stuff on here. So we basically just have the ore itself. Rubbles. Oops, too far away. Rubbles. More rubbles. Kind of like in Finding Nemo. I don't know if you guys know the movie, it's like bubbles. Who was it? Wasn't it Sebastian or something in the aquarium? Bubbles. Never mind. Okay, so it wanted us... Where'd the quest description go? Where'd the quest description go? F1? Why are you saying I failed? Detailed information? Smelt ore? We scanned, we acquired, we smelted. Aren't there any more quests? Where'd it go? So we're supposed to place foundations. So F is basically destroy. V was... Oh, there's a current target. That's just what we're looking at. We got L for some light. Meaning... Yes, it does get dark. We got M for maps. We got G for... Research isn't unlocked. Okay, gotta get there in a second. We got C for crafting. There we go. Components, handhelds, metallurgy, building blocks. Crate. Okay. Already got those kind of weapons or handhelds. We got this raw stuff. We're gonna create some factories for that. We got machinery parts, wire core. Yeah, we have to create some wire coils. Wire coils. To create those. And yeah, let's do some building blocks. Building blocks. Seven? 6? So it makes 20 each. Let's get 100. bottom left. I'm not sure if you can actually see it. Maybe move that a bit up. A bit up. A bit up, I said. Move that. Nope, no, 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 not that, not that. Let me move that a bit up so you can actually see what I'm crafting there. Just test it out. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Okay, so we need to check inventory. Get that over here. Where'd this stuff come from? Oh? When did I craft that? Oh, crafted it itself. Okay, I got it. Well, that's cool. Wait, no, those are the things I smelted? Yeah. Dang, it has been a while. Okay, so let's, what's that sound? Foundation power, learn more about low voltage energy. We don't need energy yet. Should we fill it all up? There's the next task for some reason. 30. Craft 30 building blocks. Place 30 building blocks as a foundation next to the ore deposit. Okay, I gotcha. I'm thinking... So we're gonna be building out this way. It's pretty flat till it gets to here. So I'd say either we dig one down or we'd have to hop up to this building area. So 30 is more or less a 5x6, right? Where's your math teacher when you need him? 5 by 5 by 6? Or 6 by 5 maybe? That's pretty much the start of our building area. Can confirm, that's perfect. Great, great, great. Should we dig it down one? I don't like the looks of this. But can we actually dig yet? Oh, we can. We will sooner or later hit those mountains. Or actually pretty soon. Dang, I wish this was flatter. But this will actually be the beginning of our long bus that we will be building. Yeah, let's just go with that way. Okay. Let's just do it that way. So we'll make it 6 by 5.
To automate ore extraction, we need to set up a drone miner. Craft one and place it on top of your foundation right next to the ore patch.
Duh. A drone miner. Oh right, I forgot it builds all the thingamajigs it requires. If I have the material. Which I soon will not have. Let's get to smelting some stuff. Where'd my... There's a... Let's smelt that xenophorite that we just collected. So we do have a drone miner now. What? Flashlight? Okay, because it's turning... Told you it's gonna take forever. When I'm explaining stuff. Dang, how did this work? Thought it mines underneath. And we can't transport it. Yeah, there's all kinds of exits around it, I think. So where's the most? 96, 96, 85, 93. Because we probably will be building up 2 to 4 of them. There's one, there's one, there's one, there's one. We like that.
Drone miners and most other buildings require power to function.
On
Let's
the
build a
foundation.
biomass generator on the same foundation as the drone miner. Once built, you need to harvest some plants and trees with your mining drill to collect biomass. Insert the biomass into the generator and it will start to power all buildings on the same foundation as the generator.
I just remembered. Aren't there little robot guys that come out flying around that actually mine this? Oh my god. Can we replay, can we move this stuff? Can we move this around somehow? We can only destroy, right? Help, please tell me we can move this. Yeah, missing building foundations. I knew it. I'm failing. We can't relocate it, can we? Where's music with this 1,000 hours? Can we relocate? What's that? Dang. Dang, dang, dang. I didn't yell at you. God dang it, I didn't yell at you. What? What? Oh, in Factorio. I read that wrong. You have 1,000 hours in Factorio. Yeah, Factorio. How many hours of those were just waiting for something to be done? Be honest. I know how it works. I've done the same in Satisfactory. You've never played Foundry. Okay. Unfortunate enough. Then, yeah. I'm pretty much FU'd here. We're gonna have to destroy this. Because it does have to be on a foundation. Goodbye. Wait, did we? Oh, we got it back. We got it back. We got it back. No worries, no worries. All is saved. We got it back. Okay, that's cool. So we could have actually built the foundation over here and it would just somehow need a hole to get to the actual ore. So that's cool. Alright, alright, alright. Everything's good. Build a biomass burner. So we're gonna have to probably destroy some trees. But not a lot really. There's always, so yeah, there's always. You always have something you can optimize, wrong placing and stuff like that. I know what you mean. Okay. We need to build a biomass burner for that. We ran out of material. I think though this stuff should be burnt up by now. Not quite, but we'll take out what we have. So we got enough plates again. And with that, we should be able to actually build a biomass burner. And yeah, it's creating all the copper stuff it needs and whatever that stuff is to finally actually produce a biomass burner. I don't like biomass burners, but it'll have to do for now. So if we deconstruct it, we get it back. So we can actually just place it somewhere on this foundation, and the whole foundation then actually has energy. Okay. Right. So it's missing fuel. It needs some kind of pellets. Let's have a look. Can we somehow make some kind of pellets, or do we just... We crafted one, we created one, we mined 20 biomass from vegetation. Okay, so that means take out our digger here and just grind down these trees, and that should give us biomass. Yep. Who likes trees anyways? Whoa, what's that? We're back? Okay. Have a nice short break. See you in a minute, Mystics. We'll just use the time to clear up the botanic here. We got 140. Could do a couple more. We will need a bit for the beginning. Until we have some kind of different energy source. Maybe even an automated energy source. But like all beginnings, it's a lot of manual work. But it will be automated shortly. So we do have biomass. We can drop everything in. We have.
Watch your mining drones acquire your first automated ore. Aren't they beautiful? Anyways, we need to get going. Let's build a smelter next.
Yeah, that's the way it is. So these, I actually see the name of this. I guess you can't. These drone miners, like the name says, actually has drones inside of them. So they pop out, actually mine stuff here, and as we can see here, it is where they are mining for us. We got 4 drones working for us, and they are actually mining whatever this stuff is called. Xenoferrite. Yeah. Exactly. We'll have to set up one for Technum as well soon. But for the moment, it wants us to actually create a smelter. We're going to need a lot of them soon. But for the moment, one will do. There's the smelter. Where'd it go? There it is. Put it here for the moment. Will that do? Will that do? It might not, but we'll just place it for the moment.
The smelter is more efficient than the inbuilt drop pod smelter, so you should start using this from now on. Another benefit is that we can automate the smelters to make our life easier. For this, you need to connect the drone miner to a smelter by using loaders and conveyor belts. Let's start by crafting the required machines. 2 loaders, 1 for the smelter and 1 for the drone miner, as well as a few belts to connect them. While you're crafting those, let us recap the plan. We will set up a basic factory to provide us with the most crucial resources to get started. Then we'll look at getting the space station up and running again so that we can use it as a sales hub for our future products.
Didn't want to interrupt that. James that is helping us. Welcome in M. Glickman. I have no idea why you are not getting a notification. I have the feeling some others have. I have the feeling Twitch is still being kind of twitchy-like. I don't know. I got things set up the way they're set up. I don't know what to change. If you have your little... if you're following and have that activate... that notification activated, maybe it's just per email. But if you are in my Discord, and you can do an exclamation point Discord for everybody, then you should at least get a notification there if you have Discord running, of course. It doesn't do offline notifications as far as I know. But you should at least get a notification there. I doubt it has to do with any kind of nationality. I hope not. Everybody in the world got one, just not the Canadians. But I did see Scott in here earlier, so that excuse doesn't work either. I have no idea. Yeah. Sorry about that. Maybe I'll have to start sending out whispers to all my followers. I think I'd pretty much be hated soon enough if I'd actually send out whispers. But yeah, maybe it's because you're French Canadian. I have no idea. Yeah. I love the French. I love the Canadian. I have no problem with any kind of nationality. Well, almost any kind. And the French and Canadian, I love them just as much as everyone else. Whisper, yeah, that's what I meant. If I whisper all the followers, hey, I'm live, I think they're gonna hate me pretty soon and pretty much wouldn't have any followers. It's like, oh, what's this aggressive guy? Let's unfollow him then. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's got to be some kind of Twitch thing. I did notice for myself that Twitch doesn't always notify. You get a little window in Twitch maybe, but there's no other. I don't know what is actually a notification. Is it? Should it be an email? Is it like? Is it just that box that shows up in the top right, like, oh, blah 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 went live, or is it some blinky thing? Yeah, okay. No Twitch app. Well, there is no Twitch app anymore. Unfortunately, for whatever reasons, they stopped developing that. I wish they would have kept on developing the Twitch app. That was actually pretty cool, but it's all browser now. Yeah. And yeah, I should have at least gotten a notification via Discord, because I see on the maybe you're not watching that billboard channel I have there. Otherwise, you should have at least gotten the exclamation point or a notification. There's a new message or something there. Yeah. Like I said, if you're watching or if you are a part of the Discord, like I said, please do a exclamation point Discord for everybody else that might not be there. And music, you have ice cream. What kind of ice cream do you have? Please tell me it's something tasty, maybe something that I like as well. Peanut butter ripple. Yeah. Maybe. I'm more the chocolate and stracciatella type of guy. If I'm doing milk ice cream, if I'm doing water ice cream, it's maybe lemon and I don't know, peanut butter ripple. M. Glickman, if I'd start streaming every day, yeah, if it didn't have a real life job, day job and stuff like that, I could think about streaming daily. I would have to totally reschedule streams more or less. Let's say something like 6 p.m. my time. That would be, let's say, 9 a.m. West Coast, noon East Coast, and whatever on the rest of the world. I don't know. And like I said, I do have a real life during the week. It's just that's why I'm keeping the focus to the weekend. Pixel says chocolate hype. Yeah, chocolate is the best. Chocolate with chocolate chips and double fudge chocolate and chocolate sauce on top, and yeah. Yeah, I also have peaches and cream. Peaches and cream, that sounds interesting. Does sound interesting. Pixel weekend hype, yeah. Winter is only good enough on the weekends. Actually, we're only good enough when it's dark outside, right? We're nightshades that only actually get active when the sun's down. And yeah, I do try to spend time with family, with my Mrs. Taro, with things that go on outside. That big yellow ball up there. Sometimes I do go out there. Yeah, moonlight. Alrighty. What are we supposed to do here? We need 2 loaders and 20 conveyors. I've heard that this outside has great, really great graphics, far better than what we just saw in I already forgot the name of the game. I already ripped it out of my memory. The Mukong. It does have better graphics. Come on, it's 3D, it's VR, it's interactive. You can destroy things there. It totally works, right? It's just, I don't know, the quests you get out there. They're almost just as hard as the boss fights we just had. And you have to keep at it. What outside burns? Bad graphics doesn't. Yeah. Okay, I'm not really getting anywhere here. So let's try to get somewhere. Well, I don't know. The sun is no good. It does help us produce stuff that keeps us going, like ingredients for food, and food is a necessity, unfortunately. Some have tried to replace it with all kinds of vitamin pills and stuff like that, but you do need stuff, and that stuff needs the sun. Yeah. Even if you're a vegetarian or vegan or something, those plants need sun as well. Maybe even more as the animal stuff. Okay. We are getting nowhere. So, what do we need here? We need electronic components. How do we get electronic components? We make them in assemblers. We have here, why isn't it shown up? Why isn't it shown up what it's called? Usually I always have somewhere in the corner or something what kind of machine this is. Huh. That's a smelter. Can't we make an assembler yet? No, we cannot. So how am I supposed to produce this and made in this? Oh, we can also make it in character. Okay, we got at the bottom there, made in. We can do it by character as well. Okay. So we need to make electronics. Why can't we make electronic components? Because we do not have enough Technum rods. So that means we used everything up we had. And we need to get the rest that's hopefully overground. Otherwise we're going to actually have to start building up a farm here as well. This is all manual stuff for the beginning. It will be perfectly automated soon enough. For the moment, like I said, it's all handcrafting and a little bit of automation. Get everything done that's overground. We don't actually need this. Automation can't actually do much with this stuff here, so this is basically just for us to get things started up. Crumble, 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 crumble. Get that. I wonder if we can actually already smelt that. I think we can. Because it did say this is faster. So, input, content, output. Input, put, output. First thing you learn when you start programming. Input, put, output. Manage input. Oh, here we go. Input, put, output. Get to work. Yeah. And while that's working, I guess we will have to use this still. We can get the rest of our xenoferrite burnt down. I think we should be fairly empty. Yeah. Oh, we still got a couple of technums here. So we could keep filling this up here. Manage inventory. Just keep dropping it in there. Can we double click? No. Start picking them out, see if we have enough. We need loaders. Loaders. We can make 8 of them. We need 2 for the moment. 1, 2. See, they're being created now. 1. Raw materials. And the second one. So, it just says we're only supposed to craft them, so we're not going to place them quite yet. What we also need is 20 conveyors. I think, let's see, shortcut, there is no shortcut. Let's try shift. Whoa, that made them all. Okay, that was too much, but we can right mouse click here to stop it. I thought it was shift to make 10. Maybe it's control? Oh, that's a single one. Maybe it's alt. Nope. Dang it. Alright. Now I lost count how many we have. Oh, it actually makes 2 each time, so got that done.
Machines necessary to connect the drone miner to the smelter. Now, attach a loader to each machine and connect them with conveyor belts.
So we did actually build this a bit close, but it could work out if I remember right. Let's get the stuff on our bar here. We got those, the loaders, we got the conveyor belts, and I believe, dang it, oh, it's one more. Okay, so we are going to have to unfortunately relocate that guy. Guess we could place it over here. Could place it. Can we deconstruct you somehow? Why can't I deconstruct you? Oh, because it's a destroy button. There we go. And I hope we get it back. Bloop, we do. Place it over here. Good. So we're not in the way of that panel. Place it there. Fill it up again with thingamajigs. Bio, whatever there were. And keep this guy working. So what we want to do is have a, what do they call it? A connect the drone miner to the smelter. Loaders, yeah. Actually, the loaders are a loader and an unloader. And thankfully we don't have to go out. We can actually just go directly from here to here. And it's done. Should be done. Should intake. Please do intake. Oh, because we're burning something else. We have to wait until this is done. Because we're doing technum and not whatever this stuff is called. That's why it's not loading in automatically. But as soon as this is done, or we can actually check if this guy is done over here and then just switch around. It is done. Because we use this actually for something else. Manage inventory, get that out, I said get. Oh, it's already started. Yeah, so it switched to xenoferrite now. So what's it doing? The drones are mining the xenoferrite, bringing it back to, this is very close cased here, bring it back to here. We actually don't see much change because as soon as an item is pulled out, it's already more or less added to the content again. This guy over here is burning it. getting it from the mining. You can see from time to time it moves over, so it does pick it up. We have, well, it doesn't actually completely fill it up, it just fills up with as many, or I'd say as many items as it requires to burn with a little bit of a buffer. And with that, we have kind of a semi-automated xenoferrite factory here. Very compact, very efficient. Only thing we have to keep an eye on the manual burning here, the manual furnace, where we have to add leftovers from the trees that we destroy. Like I said, that will change soon as we find some kind of other energy source. Yeah, let's try and do the same for Technum. It looks like we have enough of foundations. We just have to watch out. I do like to keep it all on the same level, so this is already going up 1. And this is actually going up another. Yeah, well. Be it as is. Let's just do another one of those 5x6 blocks, because we just saw that's big enough. 5 by 5 by 6. Yep. Get one of those drone miners going. We also need a biomass burner. We also need 2 of those loaders. We should have enough conveyors. We need a smelter, and you see it stacks up. Kind of a history or pipeline, pipeline. Waits until the previous item is finished. Does all the small parts for there. Actually, it already pulls it out of my inventory and crafts it manually. With that, let's get the drones going. The drones will only work if we have some energy, so we have one of these biomass burners. I do hope we still have enough biomass. We do. So these guys should get to work soon. Yep, there they go. They start burning technum. Or mining technum, not burning it. Then we got the smelter up here. And to get that guy to work, we need something to unload the drone miners and load it to the smelter. And we need some conveyor belts. Turn that around to transport what we mined. And since this is the only item it's getting, it already knows, okay, that's what I'm supposed to burn. I'll start burning it or smelting it. And so we got both the Turco, whatever it's called. I keep forgetting the name. We got the Technum rods and we got the xenoferrite plates. Semi-automated. It's not perfect, it's not beautiful. They're not connected to a bus or something, some kind of creation line. They are also not being transported back out of the smelter. But for the beginning, we're doing good. What does it want from us now? 0 of 1 tasks. View info database. Tutorial task. First production line. Press F2. Why F2? Press F1. No, F2.
Great! We connected the machines and have automated the tedious process of moving items by hand.
Correct.
Isn't automation great?
It is.
Now it's time to scale up and build more smelters. A single belt full of ore can feed multiple smelters using the power of loaders. The info database has a diagram if you need one. A loader only adds enough items at a time to a machine to ensure it doesn't stop. This makes it easy for you to have multiple machines fed by a single long belt.
Okay. Place 4 smelters. Got 2 placed. So what it's basically telling us, as we can see here, our miner drones are basically mining faster because how many items do we have here? We got 125 items, 124, 120. Okay, they just popped out. Now we're over the 125 we initially saw, so it's basically going up the content of the drone miners. On the other side we have the smelter, which can't keep up. You see, it has a wait time. That is why James suggested to us, I think his name is James, that we should build a few more smelters. We do still have some foundations left, so a smelter is a 2x2, which means it's enough if we just go out 2 more. Get some more smelters going. Smelter. 2 more smelters. We will need at least 1 more loader-unloader. Another one. Place the next smelter, yeah, here. Have another loader here. As you can see, it says on one side it's the building, on the other side is the belt. So we flip the building part. I need to make the foundation bigger. Or it flips itself to look towards the building. Get the belt extended, looking in the right direction, going underneath. And now we have basically 2 smelters working on the same job. We didn't have to set anything because it already automatically recognized. Oh, you got whatever these things are called. Wish they'd show up better. Yeah, whatever. We got the technums. Can't remember. I'm gonna have to write that down. Technums and centiferrites. And as we can see now, it's going twice as fast. There's still a slight delay. We could put up. I think I should be able to take another one. Not sure if you can actually see the production speed. Does say something like 44 per minute. Does it say it actually here? Unfortunately it doesn't. I believe in Factorio, for example, it actually says how much it does per minute, and you can set it up perfectly, or at least in Satisfactory it does. So if you have 30 items that can be smelted, and you have a miner that does 120 or something, then you can basically set up 6 of these, or 30, you can set 4 of these smelters, and you'd be absolutely in line, one-to-one, with what's being mined to what's being smelted. This is all pretty temporary here, so I do want to set up an actual bus. I hope everybody knows what a bus is, like a computer mainboard thing. So basically a line where you have the materials coming along, and if somebody requires it, it pulls it off and does something with it, and whatever the product of that is put back to the bus for further processing. So let's do the same for centiferrite. Add 2 more lines here. We already did create the required smelters.
We've completed our initial mission of setting up a smelting facility. We've done a great job, haven't we?
Yeah, I'm not quite done, but yeah.
According to our business plan, new machine blueprints will be created from research. My archive contains plans for a research server. Through material analysis, I should be able to provide a beacon blueprint, which we are going to need to notify the station of our planetary location. Let's get going and build a research server.
Oh. I hope we're meaning the same thing, Pixeled, with busing. I know you like driving buses, like driving bus simming. It's not quite the bus I was thinking of. It's more technological mainboard bus I was thinking of, but I like driving buses. I don't like riding in them that much because I always have delays and I always hitting the brakes too much. But I currently have a feeling my computer is also hitting the brakes too much, so there is some similarity, I guess, between actual 4-wheeled or 8-wheeled buses or 6-wheeled buses, whatever they have, and the bus inside of my computer. Yo. Okay, so it wants us to create or craft a research server. I don't quite remember what the research server is, so let's have a look. Oh yeah. Okay. So we're actually already getting quite into, and I just noticed I'm running out of material once again, but fortunately we have it semi-automated already, because these research servers require more materials than I currently actually have. Yeah. But it wants us to craft just one research server and to place it on some foundation. So really soon I should actually get to creating some greater foundation here where I can actually start setting up the bus. Maybe I could start here. I think the other... Where's the other camp? It's over there, so... Yeah, this would pretty much do, just starting from here. We will have to dig through that mountain or just basically destroy that mountain. Unfortunately, there's something like dynamite, but we don't get to dynamite until far later. It can more or less blow up bigger parts of that mountain, so it's a 1x1 block that we'd have to remove. Bit tedious. Anybody who's played Minecraft knows what that means. Every single block has to be singly removed. It's not actually destroyed. I think you actually get some kind of material from it. Let's have a look, for example, here. Yeah, you get 1 dirt from it, and with that, you can actually then take the dirt and place it back down. Looks a bit ugly then when it's manually placed, but this will be required when, I believe, when we get beyond this mountain, there might be some kind of water or something, so we'll be filling up stuff like that. I'm not going to answer that, Musics, unless that was a serious question. It's this, but with less technology. Let's say the vanilla version, at least. Yeah. I love to play the mod pack versions. It's a block-based game, similar to what this looks like. This, I bet, is based off of ideas from Minecraft. But like I said, I hardly play the vanilla Minecraft anymore. I actually hardly play Minecraft anymore, although I do love... You play the all the mods pack or the dire wolves? Yeah, I play. Don't know if you know Darkosta. He makes some great mod packs. There's one like what's it called? Sky something, where you basically just start with 1 tree and a single dirt block, I think. And you build your whole world from there, and in the end you have a full setup of computers and everything is automated, and that's basically done out of nothing. But that's also like 200 hours into, well, I don't know if it takes 200 hours, I'm just saying. It takes quite a time until you make out of that single block a full technological, self-sufficient, fully automated crafting system, computerized, whatever. I love the what's it called? All the stuff that you require that can be used by the computers to automate creation of items. Yeah. Minecraft is actually the creme de la creme, the peak of creativity and automation, I'd say, at least together with the right mod packs. Because this is stuff like this could also be part of, well, it actually is kind of part of Minecraft, and it doesn't look like this, but there are mod packs that does stuff like this. It automatically smelts down metals that are mined. There's another game I've played. That's one of the games I've played for, I think, over 1,000 hours. One of the seldom games I've actually done for over 1,000 hours. That one is Fortress Craft Evolved. It is kind of similar to this one. Yeah, I got actually over 1,000 hours in that one, yeah. I think it was developed by a single developer. I don't think he had a big team behind it, so he did some great job there. Fortress Craft Evolved. It is a couple of years old now, but it's still, yeah, I'd say also state of the art when it comes to automation. Has a nice storyline in it. Yeah, it's release date 2015. Good God, I'm getting old. It's like it was yesterday. But in that, you actually have some kind of tower defenses. You actually have mobs that you have to fight off, and yeah, it's not that aggressive until you get to a later stage. I don't think I actually got the third stage done, where you're underground, or where you actually go there. It goes thousands of blocks down, and it goes not endlessly like Minecraft. It's not endless because you have that kind of natural limit where you have to set up your tower defense. So it is kind of limited, but I could suggest that game as well. I was deciding between Fortress Craft and Foundry. Should I present this or that? Foundry is a bit newer, kind of bit shinier, bit faster in automation. I might do a Fortress Craft Evolved showcase somewhere in the future. Okay. A lot of talking, getting nowhere. I forgot what I was going to do. I think I was going to try and get our bus more or less set up. Yeah. I'll do it in the I don't know if next weekend, because I think that's Scotty's weekend again, and I don't want to get in his way. Kind of kick the ball back and forth, or I do at least. I don't want to get in his way, so I leave the weekends that he has off to stream, and usually most of us are there anyways, driving along, flying along, or whatever. And I'm gonna stand up since I'm just chatting anyways. So it might be in 2 weeks, unless I'm on the road again. In that case, I'm gonna have to find some kind of solution. Don't know quite how, because then we're off sync again. So yeah, after I don't know when I'm gonna stream the next time. Let's just say it that way. But when I do, I could put that on the plan then. I have no idea. I think the save should still work, so I can actually do a short showcase how more or less a final setup could look, and then start a new world again, similar to like I'm doing here, except I couldn't do a showcase here because, yeah, they decided to break the saves, as I already mentioned. But, yeah, I'll put that on the list if you guys say you're interested, like you just did. It has common areas to what we're doing here. It has blocks of ores like it does here. Like in Minecraft, if you mine a coal block or something, the coal block is gone, right? But here, for example, if you mine the Xeno, whatever it's called, then it's just reduced, it's not removed, right? And that's kind of similar to Fortress Craft. You have a cluster there, and the cluster actually contains, well, depends on the size of the cluster, it could be actually a couple of million of resources of that type. But eventually, you'll be surprised when you have it all automated and creating further sophisticated stuff. It is actually used up eventually. So you do have to keep an eye on it. You can set it to infinite. I think that is a built-in feature, or it might be a mod feature, not sure about that. Same as here, this is eventually also used up, so you have to keep an eye on further resource clusters. Sounds more like Factorio. Yeah, kinda, because those are, well, it's two-dimensional in Factorio, but it is similar, so you have your, I don't remember, 1,000 resources maximum for one block, and that is then mined by those miners you place on it. Those 4x4, I think it is the area that it's mining, or is it 5x5? Can't remember if the miners are 3x3 and it does one more. But eventually those are used up as well. But kind of like I did here, I usually set the resources to high because I'm just a casual player. I set the difficulty fairly low so I can just, yeah, after work or whatever, then just do some casual creativity there. If you're out for an adventure, you can set the mobs to hard and resources to low, and then you actually have to pay attention where to mine, what to build, don't waste any resources, stuff like that. Like I said, I set everything to max here just so I can continue to talk and don't run out during the explanation or during chatting with you guys. But that's up to everybody's individual likings, I'd say. Yeah. Let's see what my watch says. It says I'm about to have my standing hour done, so I will be continuing in a few seconds. Back is still kind of breaking me. The back is broken, whatever. But standing does seem to help. So, we were working on getting more or less a bus line working here. So for starters, I'd say this doesn't actually look that bad, except the miners are a bit misplaced. But eventually we will be using up this spot. As we can see, nothing has actually been completely diminished here. Probably because the smelter is already full. I already got 200 items there. If I take that out, then I'll keep on going. I actually will take it out. It keeps on going. Eventually this will be depleted, and we'll have to start looking up for another xenoferrite. cluster. But nonetheless, let's see. We got that over there. So we're going on line to there. So I'd say we start. We're gonna need more foundations eventually. And we're already running low. Okay. Just get some kind of feeling here. Might be over-dimensioned for the starters. Doesn't matter, we can deconstruct it anyways. And we are kind of automating already the raw materials or the first elements we actually require. I'm gonna have to remove some of these trees here. We're gonna need biomass anyways until we have that automated. So let's get this stuff out of the way so we can actually see this second camp we have here without always having to scan for it. These trees are in the way. Like I said, we do need the biomass. Okay. So, as I said, we are on this level here. So let's get ourselves, I'm guessing this is already also on 200. So let's get those as well. Get ourselves, for the moment, let's, okay, right click is 5, that's good. Enough conveyors, I think that's more than enough, that is actually too much, stop that. Foundations is actually what we need. Yeah. So we'll need a lot more of that xenoferrite plates. What does it take? 6 xenoferrite, okay. Yeah, it'll be a bit slow with automation at the beginning, getting our bus set up. But as soon as we have this a bit spread out, it'll start looking nicely. We want actually this to be on the other side of the smelters, so we'd be pushing in the raw material on the back side and pushing out the final element, in this case the plates, on the other side, so we can push that back to the bus. That'll be going along here. Yeah. We'll take the smelting stuff, put that on the bus, picking it off the bus, putting it on the back side of the smelter, smelting it, coming out on the front side, putting it back into the bus, and then whatever comes up next, we'll take those items then off the bus and do whatever with it. Like, for example, foundations, like for example conveyor belts, for starters. That will be our next step here. Okay. Yep. That's the plan. Like I said, we need materials. So currently we're basically just waiting on... Oh, you know what? We actually have 2 smelters. Duh me! I should have picked up the materials from both of the smelters. So now we actually have plenty of foundations. Push it out. How far are we gonna go out? We shouldn't go too far out. So I'd say we got the smelter there. Why is this? This should be far enough. So we're actually going to keep things going. We're gonna make a couple more loaders, so we don't disrupt this here. we will extract what we got here. We got pretty much a full inventory there. We will convey this out to here. And this is basically our first bus line. The second bus line will then be the... I keep forgetting the name. Will be the Technum. So let's get that set up. We'll leave one spot in between so we can actually... if we have to transport stuff over existing lines, we have enough room for that. So we'll set up the second bus line here. Doesn't look that bad. What we need now is foundations going all the way back to that camp over there. This won't look all too fancy. What we can do though, I think we can do vertical conveyor. Yep. So we'll make a couple of those. Move this one. Make a vertical slope. Vertical diagonal slope. Why don't we have any conveyors left? Guess I should have made some after all. Need a few. So we got the conveyors going in that way. Okay, it requires 2 actually. 2 blocks. So that goes up. Thought we can change the direction to down. How did that work? Rotate mode slot, right mouse button. Oh, right? Oh, there we go. Right mouse button. Exactly. Oh. Yep. That doesn't look nice. That doesn't look nice at all. Remove that. Get that there. Do something like this. Get over there. Got the stone in the way, get rid of that. This actually gives us stone. We might need that later on. Do have to go up one more because we got the foundation up here. This is a bit sloppy. It doesn't matter because this is very temporary. It's a really small cluster, really small cluster there. So we'll just do it like this. Get that over here. Get that over. Well, we do have to make sure if we want to use the same energy source or have the energy sources connected, we can't do it like this diagonally. They have to actually be on top of each other so the energy is actually transported, although we have 2 smelters, but we will be removing one of them shortly. Because now, unless I did an error here, which I did, now we have both foundations more or less connected to each other via energy. So I could remove this biomass burner here, put it over on the other one, and this space here would basically still get the same energy from the whole foundation setup. Yep. Okay. So what do we need here? We need an extracting, whatchamacallit? We need conveyor belts. Over to there, and as we can see, it's already starting to export that stuff. So keep going to here, make the turn here, head over to here. Get a slope going, so you can make that hill there. Keep going with the conveyors. Make the turn here. And since we have the foundations connected to each other, they're all energized. They actually need a foundation underneath them or need energy. However. Next slope. And, oh god. And we have the second bus line. So as soon as that catches up, we see it's coming over there. Making the turn. Coming down the slope. And 2 bus lines. Okay. So, with that, we can start removing this stuff here. Because we have our buses. Either remove it or we just build around it for the moment. I guess we could build around it. We want to get some more loaders. Because we're going to have to remove from the bus line and add back to the next bus line. Yep. Just thinking how I'm going to do it. I think we'll just go over the existing ones, yeah. Okay, so what are we going to do? We are going to start with these smelters, replacing them by... And this is a bit compact, but I do like to build compact. I mean, it's gonna get huge nonetheless, but I'm gonna build it as compact as possible. So that wasn't right. What we need actually, and I don't think we have that yet. Dang, I just remembered something. We don't need loaders. What we need are splitters, and we don't have splitters yet. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. I was ahead of my time. We need splitters. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. Move that again. Nonetheless, we already have the bus lines now created, so that's a good thing. That's always something good. Let's see what it wants with the research centers, servers. That's that weird stone, okay. Where'd it go? There it is. That is kind of big. This is, once again, just temporary.
To advance in research, you need to make science packs. Craft a few by hand and insert them into the research server to research the beacon blueprint.
Beacon.
There is a previously prepared drop pod with an additional robot assistant on the station. We can call it once we've placed the beacon.
Okay. So we can't call that yet. So it wants stuff. So we can research stuff. Now we got quite a bit of stuff we can research here. Quite a bit of stuff. Quite a bit of stuff. Yeah. So we got a nice little research tree here. that we have to go through to actually get to the final stage. I'm wondering when we actually get... I hope I'm thinking... There's the conveyor balance. That's where we actually want to get to. That's more or less a splitter, so we can split off items from the bus. So it wasn't a loader. The loaders are only to get stuff in and out of, let's say, factories. What we want is actually this balancer. So we got a bit of exploring to do here. First of all, seems we need an emergency beacon. For that we need 3 science packs in 15 seconds, and a science pack requires, hello, clicky click. A science pack requires, can we just directly, it said we can't create it. So that's probably here. We can create 9 of them, so that's just machinery parts, which is yellowish orangish, which means it has to be created, but it will be created on the fly. And 4 technum rods. The machinery parts require xenoferrite plates, and we are, sort that out, we are kind of low on material, so we just head over to the smelters. And that's why I said keep the smelters going for the moment until we have that fully automated. So it wants for the moment 3 science packs. 1, 2, 3. Let's just get to that. As we can see, it's making, or it was making, the intermediate materials it requires to actually make the science pack. Did that for 1, creating the science pack. Does it for the next one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Creates the next science pack. Kind of a nice feature, so you don't have to consider yourself, okay, what does it require? It needs machinery parts. You have to go into machinery parts. Where is it? It's here. You have to create that. It does it on the fly. That's a pretty good feature from Foundry. Yep, I kind of like that. Okay, so we got those 3, and it did say either we manage it by hand or just say, here, take what I got. Oops, take what I got. And start. I could have pressed start research already, and it would have waited until it has material. So it says it needs 3 science packs. We now have 3 science packs. We already put them into the research station, so start researching. Takes 15 seconds, as it says. Further down we get, of course, it'll take longer. And once we have that, we have our very first research done for emergency beacons. By placing the emergency beacon, we should be able to re-establish communications with mission control. Mission control, I don't know if we can actually see it yet. We can. It's basically that station up there. Does look a bit deconstructed. I think there was a slight explosion that happened before we landed on this planet. But let's see, maybe it will fix itself over time. I like that we have a planet over here.
Got it. We now have the beacon blueprint. Craft it and place it, but not too close to your existing machines. Those drop pods tend to land right on top of the beacons.
Okay, so it wants us to craft an emergency beacon. Let's do that. Craft an emergency beacon. Craft an emergency beacon. There's the emergency beacon. We can craft one. Intermediate products. These intermediate things will be automated over time. It's finished. We want to place an emergency beacon, so let's put it in the inventory. Let's do it somewhere near our landing location, I'd say. Maybe doesn't really matter. Just keep it more or less out of the way. place it there and watch what happens. Nothing, because I'm supposed to call for help. I need to press the button. Send emergency signal.
Great. Now you might want to take a step back and look
There.
up.
Whee! Rumps.
A real groundbreaker. This Corporate Command Companion Bureaucrat bot, C3BB for short, will help us with the administration of our factory. First, let's help him out of that drop pod by deconstructing and placing it in a safe location.
Mm-hmm. Do know you almost broke my landing pod here. Okay, so let's kind of find out how we are supposed to dismantle this guy. Anybody see a button or something? What? Like we can see him in there. He's hopping around. And good question though. Oops, didn't mean to hit that. It's not that. Dismantle the drop pod. F2 for detailed information. Dismantling. Enter. Oh, demolition mode. There we go. Okay. Well, it does have a pretty cool help mode, so we'll dismantle this guy. And with that, we have the hub. Okay. We'll take the hub. Ugh. And we will place the hub. I hate that it broke my ground here. We'll just place it somewhere here. Ta-da!
Welcome to the ground C3BB. We have completed setting up our basic manufacturing infrastructure. What's the situation on the space station?
Beep boop. Beep boop,
It's
beep
about
boop.
to break apart, you say? Spontaneous explosive disassembly. That's extremely troubling. What now?
Okay.
There's a working construction drone bay that we can use to repair the station? Perfect. Let's establish contact and repair the most critical parts. We need to research the space station terminal.
Do we know? Research space station terminal. So this guy has an exclamation point, so I think he wants something from us. And we're going to interact with him. If he stop. Stabilize space station. So he has actually tasks for us. Okay.
I agree. Preventing the space station from falling apart is our highest priority. Let's set up a connection and initiate emergency repairs. I'll guide you through the process.
Thank you. Okay. He did already say that we are to... How do I get rid of this? There. We are to research space station terminal. So... get back to our temporary research station here. See what we got. Research interface. Yeah, lucky enough it's the next one. Space station terminal. That one also wants 3 science packs. Also takes 15 seconds. And what we get from that is a space station terminal recipe. That needs 4 xenoferrite plates. We can do that. 2 emergency beacons and 2 electronic components. 2 emergency beacons, wow. And it allows us to store Firmerlite bars. It allows to store construction materials on the space station. So basically what we are deconstructing down here will want to be sent to that space station. So the space station, before it blows up, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Like I said, it does look a bit cracky there. So we will be sending up material somehow to actually fix this up. Yeah. So let's get to work. Start research. It wants 3 science packs, so we will be creating the science packs that it requires. Get back into construction mode, get over to science. We can still create. What am I running low on? Dang, why do I have so many building blocks? Guess I did create it quite a bit. We actually have stuff that we can smelt here. Oh, we're running low on rods, I guess. Yeah. Those are the plates. Can fill up the plates. Fortunately, we can look directly in the inventory and just fill up that stack. And it keeps on going until it's 200. Because we do have a bit of a limited inventory yet. This might grow over time. Forest seeds. I guess we can plant trees actually. And what we actually need though are these over here. These we're actually running low on. So head over here, get some rods. Whoa. Let's just take them all. We got 200 of those. We got 200 of those. That should do. Yep. And then we can head back. It's all manual process until we get it automated. Like I said, we need that splitter to actually do some real automation. Get there shortly. So what we needed was 1, 2, 3. Intermediate products are being produced by hand. And then those research science packs. Once we have 3 of them, the first one, got the second one, intermediate products, and we about got the third one. We can just hit the, I don't know, download insert button here, and everything we have will be inserted, and it is now researching space station terminal. After that, we can get to the assembly. We'll need that to make more complex elements. Then we get to basic infrastructure, I hope. And once we have that, we can get to conveyor balancer. And with conveyor balancer, we can start setting up our bus line. Yep. It is strained. That means we are using a bit too much energy compared. No energy. No energy sucks because we probably... Wait. Yeah, we ran out of biofuel. So we're gonna fill that up for now. Actually should pull this out.
Now that we have the blueprint, we need to build the terminal to finally get a connection to the station's command center. Once built, open the control menu and start the emergency repairs upgrade. Luckily, the station has a pretty big stock of construction materials, so we don't have to worry about that for a while.
Okay. The game's getting ahead of me. I do want to automate stuff, but we have to go through the storyline. So it wants us to craft a space station terminal. Space station terminal is that one. Like I said, it's in yellow orangish, but that means it can actually be created, so we would create one of those. It wants us to place it. I don't know. It's 2x4x2, so we might have to extend our temporary base here. I'm not too happy with that. Get rid of this guy here. Fill that up. In the meantime, it has been researched, or crafted, should I say. So it's there. Oops. Oh, it's actually not that big. Yeah. Just place it here for the moment. And get in contact. Okay, what we got? We craft space station, replace the space station, set up company at the terminal. Set up company? Okay, let's just call this Twitch LP. It's our company name. Make it blue. I like blue. What kind of logo should we use? Anybody an idea? Eiffel Tower. Yeah, just use this. And complete the registration. Now I can actually see the space station. Remember this. We got a junk scavenger. Next rank. What is this? This is all kind of new, actually. Junk scavenger, scrap workshop, small assembly, local manufacturer, independent. Space startup, frontier. Wow, that's quite a bit there. Jesus, that goes quite a bit. Okay. Station needs more repair first. Okay, let's get to that. Space construction, no active construction. Firmware right on station. I have no firmware right, it'll have to do with whatever it has. Yeah, so what does it actually want from us? It wants construction material. Or it has? And firmware right bars. That's gonna take a while until we get that stuff. We can upgrade it. Wow, that's a lot of work. The hull represents the outer structure keeping the space station. Initiate emergency repairs on the space station. Okay. Emergency repairs. Emergency repairs. This is all grayed out. Emergency repairs. Emergency repairs. F2 for details. Craft and build a space station terminal. Craft a space station terminal. We got that and place it on the foundation. Got that. The station terminal needs power. Got that. Once operational, go to the terminal screen panel and press the big contact space station button. Leads you to the company setup frame. Got that. Enter the company name. Got that. Initiate. Your space station features many different functionalities, but before being able to use most, you will need to upgrade your station. On the station UI, a column of buttons can be found on the bottom left. Okay. Click the station upgrades button to reveal a list of possible upgrades. At first, this list shows categories which can be clicked to get to the nested individual upgrades. Go to hull, select emergency repairs and start it. Okay. So, contact, upgrade, go to hull, and there's the emergency repairs. I love the tutorial help here. So what it needs is 400 construction materials. Did say something about it has quite a bit of construction material. So I'm hoping uses this. Start.
Great. Our construction drones on the space station are working on their first station upgrade. This will take a bit. Let's shift our focus back to the factory.
Bebop. Beep boop, beep boop.
You're right, C3BB. We need to automate research and unlock more technology before we can get serious on manufacturing our first product. If we unlock the assembler, we can use it to automatically craft all the items needed for research.
Mm-hmm.
Use belts and loaders to fully automate the process.
Of course.
And don't forget to automatically bring the science packs to the research server.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, that's where I want to get to. That's where I want to get to. It's just we can't get there. Because we're missing stuff. So let's have a look at the research interface. What would be next? We got the emergency beacon. It's green. We got the space station terminal. It's green. It did say next would be assembler, so I guess we go there. This one wants, again, 3 science packs, takes 15 seconds, and we get the assembler 1. Let's do that. Can't do anything because it doesn't have any science, doesn't have any science packs. So we are still, I mean, we could direct this directly, but I like to keep everything on the bus. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait. 3 science packs. 3 science packs. 1, 2, 3. We could actually make more because all the time we're waiting, it could actually be used just for creating this stuff, so let's just make 10 more while we're waiting. 20 more? We're gonna need quite a bit. And while that is creating, I will be right back doing a short break. Anybody else, if you need a short break, use the time now. Biological, refrigerated, whatever. Yeah, here in a minute. Yeah, good luck. Thank you. I'll get back to that question in a minute. Be right back. And I'm back. Okay, so did you used to play EverQuest? I don't think I have that in my library. EverQuest. I don't think I've played that. Let me have a look. Nope. Nope. Let me look at the store. EverQuest. It's free. EverQuest predates Steam. What do you mean by predates? I got EverQuest, EverQuest 2, EverQuest. Oh god, there's so many types of EverQuest. So EverQuest itself seems to be a free game from 2012. EverQuest 2 is from 2011. How does that work? Eh. Okay, I guess that's when it was added to Steam then. Does look a bit old from the graphics. It kinda reminds me. Oh. Okay, it's 1999, so it was then added to Steam then later. No, I haven't played it. It kind of reminds me of Dark Age of Camelot. I played that a lot. That was a really cool multiplayer MMORPG game. Yeah, where you had 3 different realms. I think it was the dwarves, the elves, and the humans or something like that. And there were battlegrounds where you had epic fights and it's the only game where people go. Did I say BioBreak? Okay, well, that's the old habit then. No, yeah, it comes out of that more or less decade where dog and stuff like that. Yeah, I think it was pretty much a concurrent game there, but I personally didn't play EverQuest. I was more the dog guy. Came from Ultima Online. That was the prequel game I played. Then dog, and then World of Warcraft. And yeah, that was. I think World of Warcraft was more or less the last MMORPG I played until it became so time-consuming, where real life more or less suffered under playing games, and then I stopped playing those because, yeah, it was cool playing with 40 other people. Dark was cool. The servers couldn't ever handle those epic battles you had outside in the realms, or those 3 realms fought against each other. There was some great siege functionality there with trebuchets and whatever ballistic items you had there. It was a really cool game. World of Warcraft had a smaller version of that, just the alliance against the Horde, but I stopped that about, I think, 10 years ago. I think it's still ongoing, yeah, but it lost kind of its its shenanigans when they made it too easy. World of Warcraft was taken over by Microsoft? Really? Did they sell that? Wasn't that it's a Battle.net? Who's behind Battle.net? That's Blizzard, I think, right? Did Microsoft buy Blizzard? They did? Okay, I know there were things going on, but they actually bought it then? Oh, okay. Okay. Let me see, I missed something. Did you get tired of meditating in the other game? Scotty, I didn't get tired of meditating. That was actually the cool part of the game. It was relaxing. But the boss fights, those just didn't work out for me. I don't know if I had the difficulty level set maybe a bit too high, but yeah, okay. But yeah, Scotty, the boss fights they didn't work out. Yeah, I was too slow. I wasn't up for those boss fights, so I basically dropped the game and switched over. Let Chad decide, aka Music's decided he'd like to see Foundry. Foundry similar to, what should we compare it to? Let's say Satisfactory, let's say Factorio, let's say what did I just mention? What was the one that I played for 1,000 hours? The Fortress Craft Evolved. Yeah, kind of like that kind of game. Maybe a bit of Minecraft idea behind it. So, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Those are the ones, Minecraft, Fortress Craft, those kind of games. And, yeah. So, we're back to block kind of building here. We still are fairly in the beginning. We're just starting up with building a bus for all the materials, but we are missing a few items to actually get into this. We have a couple of quests, or should we say research trees that we have to get through. This thing is fairly big. Not too big. I think Factorio is far larger than this. We have a couple of materials here that we have to, or researches to do. But we actually want to get to here to get the conveyor balancer. That'll help us to actually automate it. 75 billions. Yeah, that's numbers I can't quite do much with. I don't have quite that much. I'm getting there. I'll never get there, but yeah, it's weird. So they did actually buy that. Okay, I really must have missed that Microsoft actually did take over Blizzard. Because I thought it was still kind of, I don't know, call it independent or something. Yeah. 2023. Okay. Learn something new every day. So, since we are back in the game, what are we doing? We have to research Assembler 1. So, let's do that. Assembler 1. Once again, 3 science packs. I think we did, before the short break, we did create a few, so we're just gonna basically drop all of them in there, so we have plenty, and it will get to researching the assemblers, and after that we only have, I think, one more step. That'll be the basic infrastructure, and then we can do the conveyor balancer and actually get into automating. We have to do a bit of relocating here. We did a bit of a mess. That shouldn't be that big of an issue once we have that done. Yeah, I think speed will be picking up here. Cyber Whiskey, welcome in. Good evening, I guess. Not sure which time zone. I'd say somewhere between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. Somewhere there. Happy evening. Happy Saturday. How was your Saturday so far? Have a seat. This is going kind of far more casual than I was thinking. I was hoping it would be a bit faster. But I'm quite chatty, the chatty guy tonight, so we're not making that much progress. Okay, so it says now it wants us actually already to automate the creation of science packs. Duh. So I already created quite a bit manually. They're lying around in there. To automate that, we're gonna make a bit of a more mess here, so we're gonna have to somehow, we're just gonna manually extract the raw materials from there, and produce them in an assembler. So let's get ourselves an assembler going. That's the smelter, there's the assembler, get one there. It's always a mess at the beginning. It's doing the raw materials, it's doing more raw materials, intermediate materials, whatever. Now it's doing the assembler. Once we have that, plop, put this on the construction bar, place it somewhere. So it's looking at us, see what it requires. We want to create science packs, which requires machinery parts. 5 machinery parts times 20, someone do the math, that's 100 machinery parts, and 80 technum rods. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Set that to that. We will just manually produce the 100 machinery parts if we have enough items. If we can find them. We do not, so we have to get ourselves some more plates. Fortunately, those at least are being currently created. Pick everything up here. Everything up here. Get some more rods while we're collecting. Our little C3PO, what are you doing down there? I think you're stuck. Has a question mark, so we did actually finish some kind of quest. Yeah, blop blop blop. What's your problem? Stabilize space station. Beep boop.
Danger
Ready?
averted. With the station secured, we can shift our focus back to the factory. Good
Great.
job.
I know. Good job. What was that? So the next job will be automated power. Beep boop.
You're right. Collecting biomass by hand isn't future-proof. We should use ignium ore and the burner generator so that we can automate our energy production.
Yep. So it's ignium. We're going to have to find ignium. I don't think our scanner can find ignium yet. We can have a look. Things are blinking up. Channel, Technum. And we got an ad going. I'll hold back. Oops. I'll hold back until the ad is over for those that are not currently subbed and are not turboed. So they don't miss anything. Like I said, sorry about them. Keeping this as short as possible, but I do have to do one each hour for 30 seconds. Does help a bit. Okay. So currently, hope everybody's back from the ads. Sorry about that. Currently we cannot scan for the resource we require for power production. So we'll just keep on going until we can actually. That will require some more advantage that we're working towards. Let's get in there, pick up the rods. We got more rods there, so we should have enough material again to keep on going. It wants us to produce, simply produce 20 science packs. Cyber Whiskey asks if I have played Factorio. I have played Factorio. I'm not as big as a... I'll just reuse the word nerd. I only have like 260 hours into Factorio. At least that is what Steam is telling me. But yes, I have, and I love Factorio. It's just Factorio's 2D And I'm kind of a fan of the 3D thing, like here in Foundry, or even more like in Satisfactory. I think Satisfactory was initially defined as the 3D version of Factorio. I'm not sure what you mean by the FPS. If you mean here, it looks quite fluid. There's no ripping. Maybe because the 3D does require a bit more resources. If you mean that. Oh, first person, not frames. Okay, first person view. Yeah, I prefer 3D or first person view, not 2D. Yep. Okay, let's get to manually producing. Okay, we got enough materials, so we said 100 machinery parts. We can create 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And we also needed, what was the other one? 80 rods. We should have plenty of those. I think we can... How do we split this? Right mouse click. Oh, oh, oh. There it is. It's with shift. We want 80 of these. Then we head over to the inventory. Pop in 80 of those. Wait until the 100 are done here, which are now. Pop them in. And watch this slowly but surely get done with the job. Okay. Then it wants us to research basic infrastructure. That'd be over here. Research basic infrastructure. That's good. What was the other one? Research burner. Burner generator? No. Burner. Burner generator is down here. Okay. So from what it looks like, we have to go through... Oh, there it is. Ignium, yeah. So we're going to have ignium scanner so we can get that material that is required by the burner. Then get a miner going on ignium and transport it over to our bus. That we can then take off the bus and get over to the burner so we can actually automate energy production. And before that, I would actually then get to conveyor balancer, like I said, to actually have a sensible way of getting stuff out of our bus. So yeah. What just happened? Why did it just reduce itself there? Guess I have something clicked. Okay, that's how that works. So basic infrastructure will be the next one. We need 5 science packs. We already have them in there. So we can actually just start that. We got almost 20 there. Have that one going. In the meantime, this is producing for the task, the 20 science packs. And once we have the basic infrastructure, we will divert to that splitter and then do the final burner generator. Yeah. Cyber Whiskey, did I ask how your day was going? I don't remember. Doing a ton of honey doughs. How's my Saturday? Okay, my Saturday is going. My Saturday is gone. I'm already 3 hours into the Sunday, but it was a great day. I watched a couple of streams, had a nice sunny day, enjoyed the weather and everything. Yeah, and now I'm enjoying being with you guys. Yep. Always glad when you guys show up. Warms my heart. Chatting with you guys. It's always fun. Yep. So just waiting for this stuff to be more or less reduced before we keep on going here. We do have enough foundries here. We could start spreading out just to get a feeling for where this is going to. Just keep that going. Yeah, that's good. We will need quite a few more conveyors, so get that also going. This was actually for nothing, so we can actually remove... I guess we can't remove a block, can we? Disassemble, blah blah blah, shift... Okay, shift F, no. Shift F, there we go. Shift, nope. Shift F, disable bulk. Ooh. Shift F, bulk. From there to there. There we go. Okay. Just a single layer, please. There we go. Yeah. Keep it simple. Keep it clean. This will be our bus line. Can extend this already out a bit, because this will go on forever. Even though we might not necessarily need every item, I do like to keep every item on the bus that we have created. What happened here? We ran out of energy. We ran out of energy, and we're still on mineral bio energy, so we have to deconstruct trees to get that biomass. Trees. Ugh, what a mess. Thought we could also use plants, but I guess not. Nope. Okay, these one we can deconstruct. Gets the place cleaned up. Still can't remember what we need rocks for that we basically get from these rocks here. I just... No, I won't leave that because it's right in our way. Get that one removed. Things around here. This tree. And then get the biomass burner going again. Filling that one up. Unfortunately, we still have the other one back here. I am actually going to... Yeah, it's empty as well, so I'm going to deconstruct this one so we don't have to run around too much. Since everything is connected with these foundations, they are all sharing the same energy, so we'll just put up that biomass burner here, so we can actually fill it up at one time there and there. There you go. Sorry about that. So, something happened. We already researched basic infrastructure. So got 14 of these science packs left, so let's keep on going. It does say we should continue with, I think it was... can we somehow get back here? Oh, we have to go down to burner generator. For that we have to go through the ore scanner, but I do really want to get the conveyor balancer going. This, though, requires 20 science packs. Fortunately, we can start researching that, and in the meantime pick up whatever we've already created here by manually entering the material and adding it to here, so we should have enough for those conveyor stuff. Sorry. And we should start thinking about relocating some of this junk here, I'd say. For the moment, I'd suggest we just move it out here somehow. Say like a 3 or 6 by something. 6 by something. 6 by that. And anything not operating right now, that's doing something, that's doing something. We can relocate this guy, I guess. So that is, oh. It's a space station contacty thingy. Put this somewhere back here where it's not in our way. There. I'd hate to deconstruct these while they are working, but this will actually be the spot where we'll have our first separation from the bus and automating. I think it'll be smelters will be the first spot. Yeah. And then you get an image of what I mean by bus, taking stuff off the bus and creating new bus lines. While that's building, I'll use the opportunity to stand up again. My watch is telling me once again I need a standing hour. But we'll just watch the construction there. Hope it gets done soon. And at least, but not limited to, music should still be around. What do you, I mean, we haven't really done much so far, but music's, what do you think so far about Foundry? It is Factorial-like. I mean, most of these games are. You have raw materials that you then transform into something different and then make more and more complex items out of it. We haven't really gotten that far so far yet. But with the idea of FPS, Cyber Whiskey said, FPS, or 3D view, or first person, whatever, it's kind of more immersive, you know, being inside of the world and not just looking at it from the top. Yeah. I mean, the bus line will eventually get really, really long. We're gonna need a really long bus line, and you can cluster it if you like. I'm just a fan of bus lines, especially in games like this with conveyor belts. But you can cluster things. Let's say you have these two raw materials, the fundamental materials, somewhere way out in the world. I think the world is, I don't know if it's unlimited. It is really, really big. And the settings I have, it does have really, really a lot of raw materials. And with that, I guess you could cluster, let's say like rod creation. You have a huge factory or something that is placed out of God knows where, and then it's piped back into the bus or something. Because you do get shortages eventually, even if you have you have different speeds of the conveyor belts, but there is a point where it can't actually keep up. So what I am currently building is actually too small. I should be doing at least, and that should remind you of Factorio, 2 to 4 lines of these fundamental items, and keeping that going. Let's say if I do 4 lines of the raw materials and 2 lines of the next rods and plates, so we always have enough materials all the time, and then splitting them out so they're always there. Do I like this better than Satisfactory? Um, I don't know if I'd say better. Satisfactory is even more 3D-ish. You do have monsters, although they did add in one of their later updates before the actual release 1.0 came out, where you can deactivate those monsters, deactivate spiders and stuff like that, or not deactivate the monsters, but deactivate the aggressiveness, so they're just standing around looking at you like some kind of dummies, like, who are you? It used to be challenging because there are different levels of mobs there. And if you weren't prepared, they would tear you apart. And from far away, because they had fireballs and stuff like that. I don't know if I'd. Yeah, it is kind of like Factorio. You have those bugs, right? And you can also, I don't know, can you deactivate? I think you can deactivate the aggressiveness of them. Or, yeah, you can deactivate the aggressiveness. Yeah, right. So you basically just go there and destroy them if you have it exactly passive. Yeah, that's the word. So you just go there and destroy them. Kind of takes out of the fun. But in Satisfactory, I I was pre-Satisfactory a great Factorio fan. I was creating buses, of course. I always ran out of room. That was always an issue with the bus because it was never long enough. You had some kind of lake or something in the way or something like that. Yeah. Well, well, okay, could be, yeah. On the other hand, in Satisfactory, when you put them on passive, they stay passive. So you hit them, they're like, oh, ouch, oh, ouch. In Factorio, you're right. If you start attacking them, I think they do try to attack you at least, but it's still quite passive. Yeah. Where was I getting to? The thing with when I was playing Factorio, and then Satisfactory came out in 0. I don't know what the first one was. It 0.1 where I actually started playing it. I don't remember which version. It was years back. It took forever until they actually reached 1.0. There was this sudden 3D-ness of conveyor belts compared to Factorio. So you're actually inside the game, to say, where you have conveyor belts going not just below you, but besides you, above you. That is, I think, where it started with spaghetti conveyor belts, I think they called it, where you have in criss and cross, and if you don't have a clean setup or something. But the issue with Satisfactory in the beginning was they had massive performance issues. So if you actually did set up a complete bus system there compared to Factorio had no problem with that. But if you did it in Satisfactory, eventually it got so slow. Once you hit, I think, the 50th, 100th item that you were creating, it couldn't really handle it that good. So the frames were going down and everything. They did do quite some optimization, but in the meantime, I switched over. And that was a great feature they introduced with trains. In Factorio, I don't actually use trains in Factorio that much. I just convey everything over to my bus. But in Satisfactory, I love trains. I just love sitting on them. I could do a short showcase before I quit today if you like. I'd show you what my setup looks like in Satisfactory. And then you could compare for yourself what it's like compared to Factorio. just to give you an insight, just to give you an impression what it's like in Satisfactory. And welcome Intentional. Hey there. Yo, Intentional. How was your day so far? Okay, so music says signaled and automated. Yeah. I've also signals in the in Satisfactory. It's a bit tricky until you know how the signals work to get into crossings, out of crossings again, roundabouts and stuff like that. I really like to. I actually want to do a dedicated stream somewhere in the future, maybe around where I do. No, I actually didn't write it down. Dang it. I should have written it down. What game was I gonna do next? It wasn't Factorio. Dang it, what was that? Tenchu, you were the one watching your fridge spitting ice cubes at you, weren't you? What was that other game I was gonna show? Oh yeah, Fortress Craft. I'm gonna write that down. And give me a sec. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. I got too many notepads open. I got way too many notepads open. Give me a sec. Where did I put that? Nope. Antioxidants. Okay. I did have a stream notepad open, but I got 50 other things open. Dang it. Give me a sec. Nope. Where did I put that? Fortress Craft Evolve, exactly. That's the one I was gonna showcase in a future stream. That besides Satisfactory, because Fortress Craft Evolve kind of goes hand in hand with Foundry. Like I said, there was that one-man guy creating that, and Satisfactory was Coffee Stain Studios, I think. They do still do regular streams on Twitch announcing new features, even though they actually finally hit 1.0. 72% positive reviews on Fortress Craft. Yeah, at least one of those positive reviews has to be from me. Dang it, I can't find what I'm looking for. I might have actually closed. I'm just gonna make a new file. So future streams. Let's write it down. Interested in Fortress Craft Evolved and perhaps Satisfactory and maybe Factorio, even though you with your thousand islands, 1,000 hours. Yeah, maybe you should preferably do a stream instead of me. Okay, let's see what we got here. Put the rest in there. We finally got conveyor belts. Okay, cool. Not conveyor belts, but the balancers. So what else did the quest want us to do? Burner generators. Let's get that going. Burner generators. Closer to 3,000 overall. 3,000. I hope that's minutes. Hours is, I can't count that high. How many days, months, years it is. That's quite a bit. I don't think fortunately Minecraft doesn't have a summary of hours, because I think that would be somewhere around that range. Because driving to work in the metro and stuff like that, I used to play that every day in the metro, And then when I got home, doing mod packs and stuff like that. So, what can I not? Oh, I need a ore scanner first, right? You have Factoria on GOG, okay. I think that's one of those games I actually bought on Steam. I have no idea what it costed back then, but... Okay, he added it up. Alright. Okay. Yeah, it could be 20. I have no idea what it costed back then. Yeah. Okay, so what were we doing? We wanted to create... Where are our splitters? Where are ours? Oh, that's inventory here. Splitters. We need splitters. Or balancers, as they call them. So let's get a few going here. It's unfortunately now on tab bar 2. We will move out the smelters, put in the splitters, so they're all basically on the same space, and so we don't lose the smelters. No, don't create it, no. Put on the... Okay, we do have to create one first. Dang it. Put this on the second page, I guess. Is there anything else we can... Oh, we can remove the cat, or fox, or whatever that was. Alrighty, so... Let's do splitters. What does that mean? That means we have to make room for that. These are 2x2s. These do require some space. To keep a bit of space in between, and this is kind of using... Right, I was saying, this world is not... Actually, I don't know if it's endless. I can't see if I'm scrolling. Okay, the world is... You see the lines keep on going, so I guess we are... This is a big world. Maybe it is endless, I don't know. I've never had the issue to actually have to move out that far because we usually have materials, at least, let's say in this area or something. Yeah, to get everything automated. But eventually, I guess, like, the clusters we are building right here, they run out, they dry out, so we have to move out a bit.
Ignium ore scanning. That'll come in handy. Ignium is an ore that is highly flammable and can be used for automated power generation. Research the burner generator to utilize it. Ignium is buried beneath the ground. Use the scanner and your drill to find it.
Right. That's one of those things we're going to have to dig for. Exactly. Thank you, James. See what the scanner says. We have ignium... Ignium over there. It's actually not that bad. It's not that deep, actually. Scan it again. Yep. Looks pretty much on the surface. So we get that in a sec. What I actually wanted to do was here automation. So for that we will be removing part of this so we can actually place a splitter. So first of all we will be doing... Forgot the name again. I still can't see what it's called. Term was that, Igna, whatever it's called. We'll do this first. So put in a splitter here. So one line is still, the bus line is still being supported here, delivered with material, but we will be splitting off part of the material, maybe actually all the material, we'll see. Splitting that off over here, and this is where this stuff starts getting in the way. But since all of this is more or less done producing, we can actually relocate it behind the bus. Kindish. What did I just assemble? I think it was the research, right? Thought it was the research. That's the research. What? Oh, it was the assembler. Okay. So we kind of try to place this behind everything. Yeah, that was the researcher, right? Or is this a smelter? This is a smelter. No. We don't want that here. Guess it was an assembler. Where'd the assembler go? Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, there it goes. That looks more like it. Place that over here. That's behind... That's behind this line, kind of-ish. That's the line we'll be putting in. So we have to stay behind that. So we might actually want to place a few more over here. Just to keep it out of the way. 3, 4, doesn't matter. This one is the research. Get rid of that. We have 4 research elements in there. Place this over here as well. So that's more or less out of the way. Now we can get rid of... What is that? What's that tree over there? I was wondering what that was. We got the drone factory here, or drone miners. We are extracting it to our bus. We are diverting part of it from our bus over here. We want this gone because it's good enough as it's extracting it from there. We don't need this anymore. We don't need all of this anymore. Get rid of that, that, and that, and that. So we actually have plenty of material here. We want, let's see, keep it a bit close. Okay, I remember how I do it. We're going left with the new lines, so we don't have to pass over all the existing lines. So we want this. Basically, this will be the new bus line for what we're creating from this. So this is good enough. Our extraction requires two spots. So that means, I believe, that should do. Let's have a look. Get one of those going, and I did it wrong. It's always a guessing thing. One back. It is actually right here. Get that loader in. And this guy is getting to work. Get another one in. Extend the conveyor belt. One more. Get a loader in. Turn it the right way. They are already smelting. And since they are already smelting, we can extend our bus. Like I said, we're going left-hand side. Get the conveyor belt set up. That should do. We got our third bus line. We will be that going just to keep it symmetrical. No, just to keep it evened out. Get the unloaders going. from here and from here, because what they are smelting, we want to get onto our bus over there, and they should, if it wouldn't be set to intake. Intake means it's trying to take something from the belt. We want to set this to output, input, output, put, and we got the plates going. So this is more or less automated now. We only have 2 smelters. This might be extended to, let's say, around about 16. Going quite a way over there then, sooner or later. But for the moment, this should do. So yeah, we got the plates automated. Is this multiplayer? That is a good question. It could be. Let me have a look. I am actually not sure. Let me look at the store page, and it says it is... What does it say? It's still early access. That's funny. It is LAN co-op. It is online co-op. It is single player. It is family sharing, and it is Steam Cloud. So it does seem to be... It is flagged as online co-op. So anybody that has it, I think... information database. I do not want to dox myself. I'm not sure how to set it up. It is actually early access. That is weird. It looks so finalized to me. But I guess, yeah, with the major update, it's still 0. something, 5, 0.6 now. It is early access, but it feels so finalized. I mean, it's working perfect. I haven't had any really major bugs there. But I do not know how to actually set it up for online. Foundry online co-op? No, I do not want to look for a job. No. Co-op automation factory, blah 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 blah. Co-optimus. The heck is that? Can be played cooperatively with friends. The multiplayer mode works over the internet as well as offline through LAN network. There are currently no player limits for multiplayer. Oh my god. Imagine having 500 people running around this world. Okay. But the developers think the game is best played with 2 to 4 players. But that is nice to know that there is no limits. Definitely chaos, yeah. Everybody destroying everything from everybody else. Yeah, Foundry is a first-person factory building, blah 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 blah, but it doesn't tell me. There's something. Don't tell me how to set it up. Okay, it's all in German now. Blah blah blah. What? Server. What? In the web browser, the server address. What? Stop translating. I don't like translating. Thank you. To join a game session, once your game master has set up and launched the world, you only need to point your web browser at the server address your game master has. Is this really? This isn't tutorial. This sounds more D&D like. It doesn't sound right. Foundry on stream. Foundry. Maybe you have time. Look it up in Musics. And if anybody's interested, we could try a multiplayer session. I'm guessing everybody else would be more busier than me. I am really slow today compared to what I usually have produced by now. So, for the moment, we have automated the plates generation. We do not have storage for that. I usually don't make, like yesterday in Autonauts, I had storages for intermediate storaging of items. I have more or less experienced, or have experienced that just having a good pipe going, that's sufficient. And I do get a shortage eventually when it goes down the line, and 5,000 factories are pulling stuff off of here. I do run out of items eventually, but then I usually just pipe up the production as far as it goes. And by then, most likely, the next update has already corrupted my save anyways, and I have to start over again. Unfortunately, like I said, that's early access, like you can see up here on the left. That does happen from time to time. It did happen to me. I lost my save. But it gives me the opportunity to show you guys the game from the beginning. Sorry. Losing my voice. But I'm back. Okay, so next one will be, we got the plates done, so we are going to pull off the tarantulas, whatever these were called. I just can't remember. Technums. And create the rods with that. So for that we will extend our foundation. Let's see how far we can extend it. Get rid of that stone there. Keep it nice and tidy. And then set up the next line here. For that we would, let's see, actually quite some space we left there. I would say it's enough if we leave one space there. Although I do not remember, I think the burners later on become 3x3, so we will leave one space extra. So we will have the line going here instead of here. Then we have to go over these guys. Of course, I forgot that it requires 2 spots. So we go over here, go over all of this. Oops, dang it. I got coordination problems today. Come on, get over here. Do I have the wrong direction or something? No. It's set up right. Okay. Doesn't matter. We'll just set up the slope going up to, let's say, here. Then we can hopefully connect from here to here. Now it works, yeah. Looks cleaner. Going over those. That looks good. And then of course we need the splitter here and here to split off the material, and there it goes. It's all kind of slow. It's all level 1 conveyor belts, but it is splitting. Now because we have the slope here, we have to start a bit later with the smelter for this one. I'd say we deconstruct all the smelters we have over here, because we are now ready to set everything up. These guys are burning again. Okay, good. We don't need anything else from beginning. Burp, burp. Hello, fox. We don't need anything from here, 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 here. All this. Get rid of it. Everything here. That. Do an area deconstruction up to here. Why is it... what the... Okay, that's vertical. Get rid of all that. We don't need that anymore. That's done with. We can actually keep it as small as possible. We don't need that either. Actually, we don't need this either. Duck, 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 duck. That's as compact as a farm gets. As you can see, we still haven't actually diminished a single block here. I think that might have to do with the settings we have, with the 500% and stuff like that. I don't know. Normally, by the time we get to the place where we actually start automating stuff, it does start to diminish. Yeah. Maybe I've actually just been talking way too much. So we need, from the conveyor belt, one line in between, then we can set up our burners. So let's set one up there, set one up there. We got one line left, so we can actually do the next pipe here. That pipeline going. Get that pipeline going. Wait, does everything end here? Going. Like I said, I could have doubled this up, but this is more or less for demonstration. We get the stuff extracted from yellow. Ow. Running out of conveyor belts. But I do hope, because we actually deconstruct the stuff, we have enough material. Oh yeah. So for the moment we still have to construct the conveyor belts by hand, by foot, whatever. And get some extractors here and here, and I did perhaps not consider something. I'm not sure. I did say the burners. Okay, that'll fit. We considered the extra space for the 3x3 burners later on here, and we'll do the same thing here for whatever we'll start producing over there. Okay. We need one more conveyor belt here. We need 2 more loaders here and here. And with that, we have that automated as well. It should start producing as soon as we toggle this to outbound. 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 It is producing. So the stuff we work basically extracting by hand at the beginning and then producing at the beginning, we now have automated. And should actually at some time this stuff be depleted, we just basically search for a new spot, and if we don't see one yet, it's the ignium. I'm not sure how far the scan goes out. We just have to run around and see if we can find more technium and stuff like that. It's still the ignium. Keep the scans going. Was thinking there should be something fairly nearby. I mean, it can go out quite a bit. Huh. Kind of surprising. Yeah, but when the time comes, we'll start searching for that. For the moment, we have enough resources for what we're doing. Yep. Yep. Okay. Got that stuff coming in. Stuff going over here. Okay, since we got the splitters, I know they're not called splitters? What the... what? That's new. Prioritize input and output priority. Ah. So that's even round robin, that's left round robin, and that's right round robin. That's for input. It'd be a... Okay, so basically if you have two different kinds of materials, you'd use that for even, or if it requires... I don't know. Maybe you have a higher production on the left side, you could say prioritize that, and on the outbound you say I want more going to the pipeline than off to this side, you could prioritize it more to the right. That's cool. That's a new feature from the update 2. Nice. Okay. Okay. So, we are about to hit, ouch, to hit the 5-hour session of this stream. My voice is, moment. My voice has left me, more or less, as you might be able to hear. So I would suggest we end the stream here. I'd love to continue. We didn't really get that far. We got the basic idea of setting up a bus in Foundry, setting up initial factories to start constructing stuff, how to set up the splitters, stuff like that. The rest is similar, so everything we produce basically goes left bound to the pipe or to the bus. We don't do, maybe I should have set it up a bit more right, but we have this mountain up there, so we're basically going between these mountains. But it does get pretty wide. I'm just guessing maybe 50 items or more that you have going along the bus eventually. And we don't have any load balancers really set up or stuff like that. I'm not going to consider that in this setup. We will have faster belts for those high prioritized or highly important stuff, and more factories constructing them and more farms creating them. But we will be basically sticking to single lines, and the rest will just have to do with whatever it can do, because I'm not sure what it does require. Let's say, okay, here for example, it actually takes 3. No, it doesn't. That's wrong. That's a wrong assumption. It takes, where can we see that? My voice is really leaving me now. Okay, so it only takes 1 ore for plate and 1 ore for a rod. So I'm not sure what the fastest one is. Let's say like 720 per minute. So we'd set up that many factories that can actually handle it. It does say a time, so it takes inputs 20 per minute and outputs 20 per minute. And let's say the belt doesn't give us a time there, but it does here. This can handle 160 items per minute, so we can actually set up 8 of these burners right now, and the belt could handle it. But then you have the shortage over here of the smelters that can handle. I don't know how much it can handle. The machine is full right now. It doesn't actually tell us. Does it tell us anywhere in here? 5-second base time. Drone range 6, drone count 4, max power consumption size. That doesn't actually tell us. That's weird. Normally, I mean, it's satisfactory you do the math 100%. most of the time you might be off by 0 point something that it doesn't completely fit. So you just do one more factory to make sure you have the overflow done as well, or one less, so you don't actually have a shortage or something. Yeah, but that's how it basically just keeps on going. So yeah, similar to Satisfactory, kind of similar to Factorio, similar to I do need to hydrate. Yeah. Yeah, good idea. What the heck was that? Don't tell me that's a... What the heck was that? That is... Oh, that's a coal beginning. I was wondering what showed up there. I guess that was the start of the new goal. Thanks for the enlarged emote there, Scotty. And yeah, I will hydrate quite a bit after once I'm done with everything here. So yeah, that's the initial impression of Foundry. I'm gonna have to pick up all these games sometime soon and maybe actually focus on something. At the moment, I'm basically doing variety streams and just showcasing different kinds of games. But it is kind of boiling down to simulation games where, yeah, I'm more or less at home. Action games like that Monkey Game showed, that is not quite my genre. So I might do a Star Wars stream. I might lose musics in that stream. He's over saturated with Star Wars, as you said. But I do want to actually try that game for once. Maybe I'll fail there as well, and come back pretty fast to these kind of automation games. I love them. That's kind of, yeah. It's been shown over the years. That's kind of my genre, my kind of games that I like to play. So with that said, and what actually happened to our goal here? I thought we started something up. Research burner generator. Leave it as is. So you see how it goes. The bus keeps on growing. We started back here with a single line. We added a second line. It keeps growing. We got 2. We got 4. Next one will be transforming this probably either into foundations and or into conveyor belts. When I'm going to stream this the next time, I do not know. And we are on an ad. Thank you. I guess another hour is up. Yeah, we just hit 5 hours, so I'm going to wait for that to be over to do the announcement. Sorry about that, but yeah. It is as it is. Okay, I think everybody's back. Yep. So, as I was saying, I'm not sure when I'm going to a warm drink. I might actually make a tea. It is a bit late, but yeah, some kind of tea. Coffee wouldn't be something I should do right now when I actually want to go to sleep, but maybe some kind of soothing tea or something like that. I'm not sure when I'm going to stream the next time. Next weekend, I'll just say, is Scotty's weekend. I think, Scotty, you're going to be streaming your stuff, ATS, Flight Simulator, stuff like that. ETS maybe. So, yeah, I'm not going to power through. I'm not doing a 24-hour yet. I might do a some kind of subathon, but that is far in the future. Like I said, I'm just doing this for the fun of it. Yeah, I have an RL, I have a day job, and no, yes, well, we could consider a collaborate. What do you call it? Those Stream together thingies. We could try that if you're up for it, Scotty. Last time you weren't quite ready because I think you said something like it let your stream crash or something like that. I would be willing to try it out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I just end mine. You keep on going streaming yours. I don't have to stream. Like I said, I'd have no problem with being offline next weekend. Yeah, that's also a nice feature of those stream togethers. Yeah, so you have it all bundled together. You're open. Okay, we'll just try it out. Thank you for the hydrate. Actually, that crying did get me to set up the TTS so I don't miss. I mean, I might ignore stuff if it's something not relevant for the moment, but at least I then do not oversee things that are written in chat. Yeah, so as long as the viewers are in a manageable area, and I'm glad they are. I like smaller community chats. The TTS would, I guess, never work if you have like those big streamers with 1,000 or 10,000 or whatever viewers, or maybe even 100,000. Imagine that as TTS. I have no idea what TTS would do then. Probably be hanging behind hours trying to catch up. But yeah, for the moment I'm using TTS. It is, as you might hear from time to time, I get distracted listening to TTS, so I'm slowing down with whatever I'm saying. But yeah, stream together thing, I've seen it done a couple of times where you see blah 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 plus 5 streamers or something like that. I guess they're streaming together somehow, and I guess that is one of those, yeah, stream together things. Like I said, I'm open, you're open, we'll have a look. I'm thinking, I'm not sure when you're going to stream. If you're streaming Wednesday, Thursday, that might be too early for me. That's in the middle of the week. I probably won't have time then. But so around Friday, Saturday, we could take a look at it. If it doesn't work, like I said, just end it there or work around a bit. And if it doesn't work, then even still, we could end it then. Yeah, I'm Glickman. You do not want to know. Because if I tell you, you're going to even do more sim cries. It doesn't block, but it just keeps on going. It does every single emote. Sim cry, sim cry, sim cry, sim cry, sim cry. And we're getting into a situation like we have in Scotty's channels sometimes. I'm trying to overspeak the TTS. Welcome in, Slice Mister. The factory. I'm gonna shut up TTS if you guys keep doing that. I find it funny, but it does distract me if I don't have the volume tuned down. Slice Mister, it's coming along. It's at the beginning again because I'm not sure if you're into Foundry, but they did do an update a bit back where it crashed my saves, so it's basically a new start in this stream. Yeah, so far we only have the raw material set up on the bus. We have the first initial items. The rest was just chatted away. So yeah, it's a start there. Thank you, Scotty. Yeah. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna turn on TTS for the stream and let you guys listen. God. Okay, and turn down the volume. That works also. Yeah, I'm gonna turn on yeah, bad Scotty. I'm not quite that far, but yeah. I'm gonna have a look into the TTS if I can. But I think I cannot. Oh, I could exclude certain chatters. I could exclude Scotty. But unfortunately, I cannot exclude emotes. Yeah, that sucks. That would have been a cool feature. Yeah. Ban hype, yeah. Get rid of the mods. I got way too many. Slice Mister, you are in your save. You are almost to purple packs. So either you started your pack after the update to 0.6, or you were lucky that your save still worked. Not sure about that. Excluding Scotty is a cool feature. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Too much love to Scotty. Nah. If he keeps it within a limit. Yeah, but I think it's kind of a payback for what we do in his stream. There's a lot of stuff going there with the bit cheers that are then actually done on stream. I don't know if my bits cheers. No, I don't think they're spoken out loud. Well, they might be. I think I have a limit of 100. Yeah, Scotty, you're working to be degraded. Back to Slice Master. All saves when update 2 came out broke. Yeah. This is made when update 2 came out. Okay, so you actually restarted and have already leveled up that far. So that's... I don't know when 2 came out. I haven't played Foundry for a while. But that seems like quite an effort that you already got that far again. Good job there, Slice. Yeah. Like I said, I've been playing other things, or simming other things in the past, in the recent past. So I just basically got back to Foundry, let's say today or a couple of days ago, when I got things set up and prepared for this stream here. Mace. Oh, jeez. Okay, so I missed 2 months. Yeah, like I said, I haven't played it for a while. So 2 months. Yeah, okay, that's good enough. So you, if you're not just chatting around like I am right now and actually working on things, I could have been far further than I am right now. Have the next item set up. Have the materials for, yeah, and different kinds of factories already set up. The different goals might actually, well, not quite set up to send deliveries to the space station. I think that's too far away. But I would have definitely been further than I am right now. This has been quite a chatty stream tonight. Usually don't talk that much, but you guys have also been chatty, so thankful for that. I like the interaction. That's what I love about Twitch, is the interaction with people. It's television with interaction. Yeah. Okay, so I was going to quit a half an hour ago. You guys requested I keep on going for an hour, so let's meet in the middle. So run about half an hour longer than I was planning. Let's see. I think that was the wrong window I wanted to open. Let's have a look here. Let's see. Oh no. I was hoping he was still gonna go on. Now I'm running out of options. Who I can actually raid. We got one there. Okay. Slice Mister says, one thing that is overpowered in this game is you can pick up oil? You can pick up oil? You can put them in something barrel-like and pick it up then. Yeah, right, that's for the later on power. But you can't pick up the raw oil, can you? Liquid oil? Nah. Unless they change that. Potential said power through. You agree with that, Scotty. Pack up is berylliumite. Yeah. Scotty and Tenshel suggest that I power through. Yeah, if I were on vacation, I would agree with you guys perhaps as well. But for that, I would actually start earlier. I don't know why I'm still starting at 11 p.m. because even Scotty starts at 9 p.m. my time. So I might start up earlier in the future and maybe end a bit earlier. I don't know yet. We'll have to see, because I do need my sleep to keep kind of a routine, so when Monday comes around, yeah, the clock goes off nonetheless, if I'm tired or not, if I got enough sleep or not. So yeah, I'm gonna have to work around that. I will not be powering through though. I will not be continuing the stream here. So yeah, exactly. Katie, you got it. I'm starting to yawn here. As you can hear, my voice is totally shenanigan. It's totally gone. Thank you, Blickman. Next one is going to do 6 yawns, I'm guessing. Slice Mister, because you can fit 40k oil on the MK1 belt while the pipes do 36k and you can loop the barrels. Yeah, that's for later on. As I said, we are completely in the beginning. I do hope to pick this up in a future stream. I do have a few more games, Sims I'd like to showcase before I then actually start focusing on maybe on a single game and doing a couple of streams repeatedly with the same game. To actually, I need to hydrate. Yeah, so until I actually stick to one game. Foundry is a great game for that, but there are a couple of others that also make sense that you can just keep on going with. Yeah. So with that, I am still on the search for somebody to actually rate us to. We got some music on there. You guys just don't quit, do you? Yeah. Oh. Thank you, Slice Mister, for the follow. Thank you very much for that. Fest for Geek. Why isn't he... Did I lose a follower to him? I was sure I was following him. Let me look him up. Yeah, Fest for Geek. I am sure, or at least pretty sure, that I was following him. Let me have a look. Let me have a look at his stream. Yeah, the follow... some reason I am not following him anymore. Yeah, we had quite a few nice discussions in, I think it was Scotty's stream. What is he doing right now? Because I did get the message that I'm following it now. Yeah. Now he actually might be surprised. But that is a good idea. We will switch over. Let's make that a bit shorter. We don't need that long. We've already been doing our thank yous for a while. Nope, that was wrong. Set that up. Yeah, let's switch over to our goodbye. What happened today? We got a couple of hydrates. We got some stretches. We got from Scotty the Gigantify. Thank you for that. A couple more hydrates and Slice Mister. Thank you for the follow. We will be rating Fester Geek. He's a great guy. I had a couple of personal chats with him in Discord. He's got some great setups there. He is currently doing ATS. I think it's ATS, right? Yeah, he's doing ATS. He has a nice setup there. Looks pretty cool. Give him some love. See how this works again. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna go there. This is always the part that takes forever for me. I don't... Followers. We want to raid this guy. We are starting the raid. There we go. Could be. Could be. I might be rambling too much. Could be. Yo. So, with that, I wish you guys, whoever still has something left of the Saturday, have a great Saturday, and I think that was it for this weekend, right? Yeah, tomorrow, I'm guessing is Sim Caesar's Day, and if it works out, we'll probably hear each other next weekend with the stream together. Hope it works out. We'll have a look. Otherwise, see you probably in Scotty's stream then. With that, we're going to make a shortcut, ending this prematurely here. Wish you all a great weekend. Have a great Sunday. Have a great start in the new week. Thank you. Thank you everybody that showed in. Guys and gals, love y'all. Loves and hugs go out, whatever, and goodbye. Bye.